This is Ling Chi, brush painting for beginners from Oriental Art Supply. Today the subject we're going to do is hydrangea. In the Chinese name is 绣球花, means the flower like a silk ball. And so the flower is very round shape. You see a lot of people doing lots of hundreds of dots. So we're going to try to do today is more petals than dots, but it's still in a ball shape. So I'm going to use our new paper, which is Everyday Xuan. It's a very strong paper, budget friendly, and also give good color and moisture control friendly. The brush I'm going to use is the Lotus Pod and Full Lotus for the leaves. Lotus Pod is for the flower. If you don't have Lotus Pod, you can use flow brush, which you can see is a little smaller. Since I'm doing a pretty good size paper, so I'm choosing to use a little bit bigger brush than the flow brush. And then the leaves I'm going to use Full Lotus. It's fuller too, but you're welcome to use large flow. And the center of the flower, I'm using a happy tail. You can use happy dot and a detail brush. The color, I squish it out from the bright light, which is a Chinese watercolor. And it's also budget friendly, but very water resistant. So when you wet mount, it won't give you any trouble. And I have white here, so I'm going to mix the white first. And then second color I'm using is Carmine. So it's a pinkish red. You are welcome to use chip color, also, or Winsor Newton's Listen Crimson. And then a Rouge. Which is my darker red. And I'm going to get a little of the red into my white, into like a pink. And then I have indigo here, and then I have yellow with a tan yellow with indigo make into my green. So on the other palette, I have mid yellow, also from Bright Light. So I might use that for my lighter green. So one of the things, there are several brands of Chinese watercolor. Make sure when you use the watercolor, you only use one brand. Don't use more than one brand because they have a separation issue. So, and then this is the best bottle ink on the side. So I'm using the Lotus Pod for the first flower, which will be right here. And I'm using a little bit white in the tip, and I rinse the tip off. And then I'm using Carmine and then the Rouge. Might use a little indigo to make it darker. So, so the first flower I'm going to do is about a third from the bottom of the paper and 4 petals. So this is my first flower. The second flower, I'm using only 3 petals. And then the third flower, as I'm coming down a little bit, a little bit lower, kind of drooping toward this side. So this is my 3 flower. And then as I'm going toward this way, I'm going to make a circle, which is the outside circle. It's a little bit on the darker side. So you can see that I'm building a circle around it. I'm using a little bit ink to make my flower darker. So then I'm start to building some lighter color, which I'm going to use some white. Filling the center. So you can see that I don't always use 4-stroke to make the flower. That's as many as I would use, but sometimes I only use 3 as a profile for the flower. And then as I'm going into the center, the flower becomes lighter. And then I even leave some space. So I'm loading the pink a little bit in the tip is the Carmine. So now I'm going into, as I'm getting into this side, then my flower gets darker because that's outside. So then make me have like a round shape. Okay, on this side, I'm going to come out a little bit to finish my rounder shape, which I'm going to use lighter color. Then I'm going to use my Rouge, Happy Tail Rouge, and that little ink. All right, and then I'm going to use my full lotus brush. Load with a little, my mid yellow with some green. A little ink. Leaves. Mid yellow with green, a little indigo, a little ink on this side. Green, indigo, a little ink. Green, indigo, ink. Mid yellow with green. Green indigo with ink. Okay, and then I'm going to use the full lotus blush with a little ink. It's a little white. So now I'm going to make a vase out of here. I finished my hydrangea. I hope you have fun painting this subject. See you next time.